Yo, what's up, my brothers? Up, gang? I can see y'all watching my stream. Um, so I'm just gonna give a little introduction before I do my thing. Hello, it is I, the one and only Rand Core VT, and today we are gonna be doing a little bit of a drawing stream. Um, I guess you could say I take pride in my art ability. Kinda. I mean, I guess my model is proof enough that I have some art talent at least. Um, but yeah, I've been having this idea for a while now, and before I get into that, I do want to say first of all, I'm testing out a few things, so I got a voice changer on right now. I know I don't sound like this in real life, uh, although it does sound kind of nice, aside from all the glitches and whatnot. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's kind of what I was going for. Uh, well, because it fits the theme of the stream today. Oh, okay. You lucky, you lucky. I know you, otherwise you'd be getting the Van Hammer right about now. Just kidding. Megatron. Maybe. But all right. So first of all, um, streams will probably be less often for the moment. What the heck is he talking about, bro? I will be streaming more eventually, but until that day comes, it's gonna get a little spotty. Also, by the way, I'm pretty sure it's a, I think August 3rd is my 1 year streaming anniversary. So yeah, we're not gonna be celebrating that quite yet. I'll pick out a day later on to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. This is not gonna be the. I will stream more when I have the time. You should know. Right now, I am going to. Well, I'm going to be moving, and I'm going to be adjusting my schedule to make it more consistent. That's the only reason I haven't been streaming that much is because, work and work being burnt out, all that. So eventually, we will be streaming more. But yeah, so we're just going to get all that stuff. We're going to get all that stuff sorted out, and then we will be on that stream grind. But today we will be drawing just like fnaf. And the idea I had for this was we're going to be drawing a couple characters and then maybe doing some profile shots and implementing them into Ultimate Custom Night as a mod. Of course, I didn't do enough research yet, so I don't know how to mod anything. But I do want to draw a couple ideas I had. It's basically just drawing fnaf characters in my own style. This is basically what that is. But just adding that modding thing in as a tag along. We're not gonna be doing anything with that yet because I don't want to do any modding, but yeah, that's the plan for today. We're just gonna be doing some concept drawing, maybe finishing some trying to. I don't know. I don't want to take too. I feel like it takes me a while to finish a piece. So we're gonna be doing some sketches and some rough drafts, maybe some finished stuff, but and I already had some ideas going for some of the characters I wanted to draw today. So let's just get started with that. So we go to the art scene here. So I already have a document pulled up for today's stream. I didn't draw anything yet, but we will be drawing some characters, and the characters I had in mind are well, I was gonna draw 3 today probably. So I had a couple in mind, but we also have room to, kind of switch it up, more like kind of figure out what characters I wanted to do. So first one, I want to take, basically take my spin on is a character called Lolbit. If you're not familiar with the FNAF series, you're not going to know who the frick it is. But it's kind of like a joke character, I guess you could say. You know, not canon probably, just there for the lulz, get it like lol bit. Anyways, so I'm gonna be drawing this character a little bit. An idea I had for them is the main gimmick in the game is that they're a head. Like the head is the head is the only thing that's shown on that the character, for I don't know if you basically just see only their head in the game. You don't really see their body all that much. So what I was thinking, we can make it like sort of a situation where, uh, like those, I don't exactly know the term of this sort of this topic, but, try like a character and we can have them, uh, sort of holding the head in their hands as like, this is a horrible sketch, but I'm kind of just doing my thing, hold it, let me see it. So, let me just draw like really rough thing real quick. But we're gonna have the character. This is, I guess, the character, and we're just gonna have them holding the head. I thought that'd be pretty funny. So we're gonna have them holding the head or whatnot, and then that's gonna be the whole thing for that character. So let me just move this up a bit. With the topic, I guess that works. We're gonna be doing that. So that's the sketch for that, I guess. Second character we're gonna be doing is Withered Bond, right? This, so Withered Bonnie. And the thing with Withered Bonnie is that, um, he's got no face, right? So I was thinking, how can I accentuate that or kind of make it my own idea? I don't want to just do a one-on-one recreation of all these characters, right? I want to make sure I can put my own spin on it. So I was thinking, like, how can I, try to make this concept of him missing his face, really my own. And so I was thinking, like, uh, now what if I just build off the idea of, him missing his face, right? So instead of him just missing his face, he could also be missing the portion of his torso. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. And, even some of his eye or like his face would be missing. So here's what I was thinking. So let's say this is his head, right? And originally, Wither Body is gonna be, try doing this thing with the eyes, and he's got the face plate, he's got the ears, all that good stuff. This is what he basically looks like, you know, how he actually looks like, right? So what I was thinking was I could probably accentuate his mouth like this. So we're gonna have his mouth kind of be split into two, right? Or split into two teeth. And, I guess this could still be the same. Maybe make his eyes more menacing. His ears, I guess he's kind of the same thing. But the difference is his chest is also going to be opened back here there. Really draw that quick. So, his arms, whatever, I think his right arm is missing, so, or his left arm is missing, so we'll just keep that as is. He's got middle hand, and can make his rib cage open. Just thinking maybe you can make it like slump almost like he like shield open. Now that would be trying to sick. Plus we still need to add his skeleton and all that too. But I thought that was a pretty cool idea. We just make his whole cage just opened over the inside of an endoskeleton. Like, so it's just a rough draft. But yeah, something like that, you know? And maybe we can build on that even more when it comes to, you know, actually drawing him. But yeah, but as just as a concept, you know, this is pretty dope. So I might have to make this a little smaller too. There you go, something like that. It looks kind of like a hobo, but we'll refine that a little bit of it eventually. So we got these two pretty con, but these concepts are pretty alright for now. Of course, I would definitely drawing it a little better once we actually start drawing it. But and then let's see, third concept. Now this is the part where I stopped thinking about concepts. So I kind of need to find another character to kind of make my own, I guess you say. So let's just search up a bunch of characters real quick. And I guess we'll pick out which character I should do this stream. So the first two characters I already thought of some ideas for, but I guess we'll be deciding the third character that I'm doing today right now. So for all characters from fnaf. Okay. I need there is just pictures. Or you know what? Why don't I do any character? We're gonna just do the characters from my custom night, because you know that's the only one I can do. Because I don't be able to implement anybody else. Because it's if I'm gonna eventually put these files in the game, I can't just do a character that's not in it. Or I could. That's a discussion for a different time. There are a lot of my actual characters that can only do assets. Okay, let's see if there is an image that I could pull up with all the characters. Oh, well, it's way too small. Can I inspect this? I'm not waiting now. I need to actually. There we go. I need to zoom in on this. It's gonna be a really crappy picture, but yeah. I bet that whistle probably sounds so horrible because I'm using the filter right now. I'm using the how the voice changes, so it probably sounds like absolute garbage. Alright, so we got a picture pulled up. Which character do I find I could put it against? Yeah, I know the quality is crap. Okay, okay, actually, I'm probably just gonna take a filter right now.
It's probably super annoying. There we go. We got my normal voice back. No more of that Megatron crap or whatever. It's the real me now. Okay. As for the characters I could... Oh, you know what? I could do Lefty as well. Cause I was thinking like... you know, Lefty... if you don't know who Lefty is, it's this guy right here. It's the black bear. I was thinking though, I was like, you know, Lefty is okay. I'm gonna be doing, man. This feels like really nerdy stuff. I feel. I'm sorry I have to put you guys through this, but basically Lefty is an animatronic, like it's an animatronic built to hold the puppet in. And if you don't know what the puppet is basically the daughter of one of the founders of Freddy Fazbear, and she got murked by William Afton, aka Purple Guy, aka Springtrap, and the security puppet found her, and the puppet, she possessed the puppet, and now she's the marionette, aka the puppet, and basically later on down the line of the timeline, the FNAF timeline, Henry wanted to destroy all these animatronics, so he needed a way to get all of them in one place. So of course he does that with the other animatronics, but with the puppet he decides to build an entire new animatronic just to hold the puppet in it, so that, you know, the puppet soul could be released with the other animatronic souls. And that's basically what Lefty is. Although I think, you know, Lefty's design, it's cool and all, but at the same time there's much to be desired. It's just a black Freddy Fazbear basically. So what I was thinking is, why don't we make Lefty look more like an actual like animatronic trap, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just some random goofy out bear. Let's make him an actual, you know, or let's kind of at least implement a little more of that design into Lefty, because this is what dude looks like normally. Like can I open the image in new tab just so we can get a better image? Like, this is what dude looks like normally. He's just Freddy Fazbear, but black and missing one eye. You can't even tell there's a puppet in there. So one thing I want to do with this is make it, you know, a little more apparent that it's holding the puppet and that it's an actual animatronic design to hold in another animatronic. So maybe a little more bulky. You know, maybe you could see the marionette's arms and legs in it. And, you know, just make it interesting, more interesting. So with Lefty, and of course I didn't really have much time to think about Lefty, because kind of just brought it up now. So I guess we will just start brainstorming here. Okay, so if I was designing Lefty, an animatronic that can hold another animatronic, and, you know, doesn't just look like Freddy Fazbear, what would I do? First of all, like I said, I'd make him more bulky. So let's get a little bigger of a build here. You know, a little more big back, I guess you could say. And, you know, the marionette's pretty skinny, so I guess he doesn't really need to be the most bulky character ever. But I do want to add a little more thickness to him, just to emphasize the fact that he's holding another animatronic inside of him. And we could keep him a bear and whatnot. We just gotta make sure that he's different enough. We gotta make this smaller. Otherwise, it's gonna take up too much space. Okay, so we got that going. There we go. Okay, a little more bulkier. He looks a lot bulkier, actually. Maybe I made him a little too bulky, but we will, again, workshop that. Then we got, let's put the head in. I'm not trying to make him look like a tank or anything, but, you know. Does Lefty even have a hat? He does. Okay. I guess he does. We'll make it's just a quick snap. We'll keep the left broken eye, whatever. The right eye. Or maybe we'll just keep both eyes blacked out, because that's more marionette-ish. Maybe we'll make him a little more separated too, just so that we know marionette is in there. I didn't need to make him this big back, but I guess this works. Alright. Well, this is just, you know, workshop, but we'll make sure that we could see his arms and marionette's arms and legs through the suit. Like something like that. I mean, it looks horrible right now, but you kind of get where I'm going with this, right, guys? And heck, maybe we'll make just his tendrils, you know, the actual marionette's hands, right? That'd be cool. Maybe we'll make his feet sticking out too. Oh, now that would be pretty cool. Just have the suit, you know, the top, the hands and feet be the marionette's hands and feet, which I'm pretty sure they're just really, oh, hold up. gotta get rid of the, what is this? The spam messages. Womp. Okay, coolio. Alright, anyways. Puppet FNAF. Yeah. Alright, so he's got 3 fingers and some stubby, feet. So I think that'd be pretty dope. Let's just erase that for now. And okay, I kind of just drew him with the right amount of fingers anyways. So yeah. And then, lefty, the mouth is all the same or whatnot. R. Yep, there it is. And heck, maybe we'll put some eyes there for now. Okay, that looks like a pretty decent concept. Of course, we can go back to it and workshop it a bit, but that's all the concepts. Okay, this looks kind of crazy altogether. So now we're finding these concepts, right? So actually, I'm gonna search up Withered Bonnie just to be sure I'm kind of doing him justice. Okay, yeah, it's just his okay, yeah. Looks good enough. Just give him big feet or whatever. This is just rough, so just a rough draft. Nothing's gotta be perfect. He looks so short, what the fudge? Okay. Let's start with the actual designing now. So we got all of our concepts in check, which took a lot longer than I thought it would, but here we are. So let's turn the opacity down a bit. Let's start actually drawing a bit of what I'm talking about. So let's just search up Lolbit real quick. Just to get an idea of what they look like before I even start. And I'm going to be putting this to the side so I don't have to, I don't have to show it on my screen. Actually, I can just show it on my screen. Why not? Okay, we'll just close this. We'll just pull up a picture. We'll save the image as this. We'll just implement it, I guess. This new file. There it is. Or there she is. Beautiful as ever, I guess. I don't know why I said that. It's kind of weird to say. It's just the animatronic. It's pretty sick, I guess. It's just Funtime Foxy, but like friggin' yellow and purple. So it's not that special. Okay, and I need him in a spot that I can see. Just move that over a bit. Okay. So, and of course, I'm not gonna be doing the friggin' design 111 like what am I talking about? I'm not gonna do the design on like strictly like the same as the actual design. I'm gonna change up a few things here and there just to make it my own. Well, obviously this dude's got his head in his hand, so obviously it's not the same. But let me just turn my mic down a bit. I feel like it's peaking. Okay, there we go. Oh man, I hope my volume's not too loud. But okay, so we got that going. Sick. Okay. I guess it's time to start actually drawing the concept now. Shake Part 2. Dope song. Okay, this might seem like a random tangent, but I feel like Speed could actually make some dope music. I haven't checked his music out, or his higher music or whatever, but like, why is Shake 2 kind of unironically a bop though? Let me listen to higher real quick. Speed. Let me just listen to this before we start. Y'all ever listen to Shake Part 2? Shake Part 2 is kind of where it's at, not gonna lie. I'm turning this off already. Yeah, higher in it. Can you guys hear this though? I don't know if you can. Alright, let's start it up. Let me turn my volume down too. You know, we gotta listen to that shake. Okay. So, and I will point out I'm not the best at drawing animal characters either, so bear with me on that. Yeah, let's get this started. So, let me. There we go. Okay. So Lolbit's got a bit of. She's got black eyes. I should just pull up a picture of an actual fox just for like actual reference. Not the news channel, please. Like, okay. Let's see if this looks jacked by the time I'm done with this concept. Alright, so we might have to do 2 passes of line art just because that's how jacked up this sketch is. Let's see. And you know, while we're on the topic of FNAF, like, you guys see the FNAF True trailer? I think it looks pretty dope. I think it's coming out later this year, right? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, just to get my thoughts on that trailer, I think it's pretty dope, you know. They finally got the puppet in the story. Although I think it's kind of weird how they changed up the story a bit in the first movie. You know, how Vanessa's William Afton's daughter, which is kind of odd, but you know, I guess it is what it is, right? I wonder how they're gonna address that later on. And you know, they also just don't have Michael Afton in the story, so that's also a thing. But yeah, the toy animatronics look pretty dope, you know. William Afton. I mean, we saw some shots of Yellow Rabbit in there. I doubt we're gonna even see Springtrap, but you know, I'm fine with that, I guess. Honestly, I think that's the way it should be. Unless it's like a post-credit scene, because you know, he's supposed to be quote unquote dead, I guess. So, you know, I guess he's technically not supposed to be there anyways. Mango looks dope. Toy Bonnie looks dope. Toy Chica. Toy Freddy. I'm not sure how I feel about the glowing eyes. Like, it's kind of alright, but at the same time, it looks kind of weird to me, in my opinion. But you know, it's not too big of a deal that like I don't hate it or anything. I just think it's an interesting direction to take the toy animatronics. Oh, and the withered animatronics as well. Withered animatronics look pretty dope. You know, we didn't see we didn't see Withered Freddy, but we did see the other 3. So I wonder what the story on those are gonna. You know, I'm thinking, are they just gonna make the withered animatronics the actual animatronics from the first movie? Because in the game, and you know, in the game, it's actually found out that those are entirely different animatronics from the first game's animatronics, which were featured in the first movie, obviously. So there's just like in the first 2 games, it's revealed that there's like 3 freaking animatronic like waves, I guess you could say. There's the withered, the toys, and the, I guess you could call them the plush. I think is what they're called, the plush animatronics. I mean, they're not officially called that, but I think that's what they're based on. So, you know, I guess you could call them that. But yeah, you know, and also Marionette puppet in the trailer looks pretty dope as well. We only saw some shots of them too. But what we did see, you know, looks pretty cool. It looks a lot more horror inspired than the others, I will say. Because, you know, with the marionette, you could kind of do whatever the heck you want, since it's still an animatronic, but like, it's actually not proportioned like the other animatronics. It's got like skinnier limbs or whatnot, so you can do a lot of creepy stuff with it. And honestly, okay, as a horror franchise, I don't think it's that scary, but like, you know, no, I'm not drawing it because of the new movie. I just thought it'd be cool to draw. Like, I was at one point, I was just like thinking, like, I want to draw some FNAF, but like, I don't want to just draw FNAF. You know, just because I kind of I needed to rationalize a reason to draw it. So I was like, what if I just drew it in my own style? And I was like, that's pretty dope. But then I was like, you know, it'd be cool. Actually, the first character I was thinking of with this whole idea is Lolbit. I was like, you know, Lolbit's cool, but how could like it be cooler? I was like, it's just a head most of the time. So, you know, what if it was just like how could I innovate that idea? And then I was like, well, they could just be, or they could just be holding their head. Like, that'd be kind of funny. But also, you know, it wouldn't be just like any other drawing of Lolbit, because most of the time it's just Lolbit with like please stand by sign, you know, blah blah blah, please stand by, and then just a caution circle around them. So I was like, I feel like I should emphasize the head part of Lolbit, since it's kind of a, you know, their head is more featured than their entire body in the first place. I already hate this look though. I already hate the look of this. But again, it's just a rough sketch, but yeah, it's got to be more centered. But yeah, the new FNAF movie does look good though. I did see the trailer for that. I'm just I'm trying to my brain is short circuiting. Hold up. I guess I can't draw snouts and freaking talk at the same time. Yeah, let me just finish that up. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I kind of wonder what freaking not Toy Freddy, Wither Freddy would look like in the movie, if anything at all. I could see them not even including Wither Freddy in the actual movie. It would be kind of funny. Oh, you know what? Actually, I could see them doing a gag with how, you know, normal Withered Freddy would be tricked by his own face. That'd be kind of funny. Although I could also see them just removing him entirely, because, you know, it would be kind of weird if he just got tricked by his own face. So I guess we'll have to see once the movie comes out, but I do kind of wish they would have showed us him, but it's alright. I have faith that they will do him justice. I'm kind of hating how this is looking. I'm not good at drawing fox faces, but we'll work from here, I guess. So we'll just, you know, work a little off this. I kind of like that look of the skinny arm to big arm, so we'll keep that. And how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do the eyes? I guess we'll do that for now. Yeah, that looks all right. I can't forget the lipstick as well. That looks kind of goofy. What the frick? Sick. I actually kind of want to make the hand a little bigger, surprisingly enough, because I think that would look kind of funny, kind of cool, kind of good. So make that hand a little bigger. There we go. Bam. Okay, let's start doing the body bit. By the way, this is completely unrelated as well, but I need to listen to that new Tyler the Creator album. I only listened to the first song, but definitely need to just do a sit down and listen to the entire album. You know, Big Pow. That song is actually a pretty dope. Alright, we'll deal with that design after. Let's just get the basic anatomy finished. There we go. Didn't really think this through. This looked kind of weird, but I don't know why that chest is so puffed out there. Here we go. Then we'll just move this a little more that way. Move it a little more down. There we go. Bam. Bam, bam, bam. And we gotta, I guess, do this for now. Makes it look like she got a unibrow. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Alright, we got that. We'll erase that. Speaking of new movies, actually, I don't want to give out too much spoilers, but have you guys seen Fantastic Four yet? Because I already saw it, but if y'all didn't see it, I don't want to talk about it. Because I don't want to spoil it for y'all. But I really do want to talk about it, but I'm not gonna if you guys haven't seen it. That's all out of whack now because I changed the thickness of that. Let's see here. Screw it. I'll talk about Fantastic Four without giving out spoilers. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, alright? I think it was a really good movie, especially compared to other Fantastic Four movies. Definitely should watch it if you get the chance. Let's see here. I think they did justice for all the characters. And I think it was a well put together movie, although I do think some parts of it are a little like questionable. Not like, you know, a big deal, but some of it's like, would that really work out like that? Or like, are we sure that's makes sense after what happened or whatnot? But you know, I think it's a pretty well put together movie altogether. And you know, it's not perfect, you know, it's got some inconsistencies. Well, not inconsistencies, but some questionable things. But overall, I think it is a successful Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. And I would love to see more of them. Although I will say, I was like, I didn't mind Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I was up for it. But when I saw the movie, I just could not see him as Mr. Fantastic throughout it. You know, I think he did a good job as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, of course. But, you know, I just couldn't rationalize him being Mr. Fantastic. I feel like he just wasn't really the right actor for it. I think he's a good actor, but after seeing the movie, I just think he doesn't really bring that Mr. Fantastic element to the actual character. That's just my opinion, though. And again, he didn't do a bad job or anything. I just didn't really see him as Mr. Fantastic himself. But yeah, so, and also, I wish there was just more scenes of him, you know, I guess this isn't really a spoiler, but it kind of is. So I'm sorry if this is gonna ruin your experience with the movie, but I kind of wish they had him use his powers more creatively. What the frick am I saying? Creatively. Um, because he does use his power in his movies in the movie, but I just wish they kind of would have did more with it, like make him do like crazy stuff, like make him do really really stretchy stuff that would bend the laws of physics kind of thing. Not that not saying that he doesn't already bend the laws of physics by being stretchy, but I think yeah, he's definitely good in the bed, I will say. Like he won't leave any woman unsatisfied, but I kind of wish besides that okay, that would be funny though if they included a joke with that in the movie, but no. Um I just kind of wish they did more with him and his stretchy powers. But yeah, and also I will say, okay, buddy, relax, relax. Um, but yeah, I think Galactus. I'm pretty sure this is not a spoiler. Like the movie promoted, the trailers promoted it. You should see his popcorn bucket. You're talking about the one where he wraps his arm around and then apparently it looks like something else. Because I've seen that one. We'll just make a temporary tail, I guess. Bruh. Alright. Temporary tail. Alright. That looks like a decent enough tail for now. I can't take up too much time with just a little bit. I gotta make sure I save time for every character. But yeah, and as for Silver Surfer, Silver Surfer was, in my opinion, alright, like, yeah, I don't have much to say about her, like, honestly. I think her inclusion is cool, but, like, I don't really care for her all that much. Not because she's female, by the way. Just wanted to say that. It's just that her role in the movie is, interesting. I mean, as you guys know, you guys probably know, Silver Surfer is like Galactus's herald, so she's kind of just telling planets like, hey, you're about to get eaten, so take time with your loved ones because that's all you're gonna get, and then she just flies away. So that's her role in the beginning of the movie, and that's basically her role. I don't know, the way they kind of went about it was interesting, but then at the end I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. you know they kind of forget about a character, or the character kind of just disappears, and then the character just comes back at the end at the end, and then we're like, oh, that's the character's back. That's cool. But yeah, I don't know why I gave this the little bit such like realistic feet. This is supposed to be a robot, but whatever, we'll fix that later. And then why does it look like she's on her tippy toes? I have no idea. Yeah, we gotta get rid of these toes. Nah, that's not it. Alright, we'll just put placeholder feet for now. We're doing the placeholder feet just because we need to finalize or get those other concepts ready as well. But we will do that. I also think they took Johnny Storm, Human Torch in an interesting direction. He's interesting in the movie. They gave him more to do, so that's cool. They didn't make him just, I will say, okay, this might be spoiled, but they didn't make him just the chick magnet or whatever. They gave him some more stuff to do. And yeah, actually, I'm gonna be honest, he's not really a player at all in the movie, I will say. I feel like it's kind of a spoiler, but I'm sorry, but you know, it's not really a player per se. Like he doesn't get girls left and right kind of thing. But which is interesting. But I'm kind of glad they didn't just make him just that. So you know, why can't I draw this hand? Okay, how should I have the hand position? Let's do that, and we will do that. That looks horrible. What the frick? We gotta just make her hand really freaking huge, I guess. There we go. Do that. And yeah, that looks decent enough for now. So there's that. I don't think looks right. Yeah, it looks good enough. We'll just make that pop out a little more because that's how anatomy works. Alright, that's that concept kind of finished, so we can probably move on to the next one. We got to get rid of this picture though. And yeah, so we're just going to be doing a rough idea of them and then doing a semi-finished picture. Actually, you know what? I could probably come up with a design for her. This is definitely not how an endoskeleton neck looks. Okay, so how can we make this design look a little different from the normal design? This one right here. The speaker, we could honestly, let's just move the speaker to the one side of the torso. So there's a speaker. The speaker's going to be on the right side or left side of their torso. And it's got kind of like a vest thing going, so we could probably carry that on into the design here. There we go. I didn't really think about this. I don't really know where to bring this design. You could probably add a stripe here. Okay, we could add, since there's a little bit of space in the original, we could add a little bit of a black belt kind of thing going on right there. And then we could carry on that yellow to the little area right here. I could make the pants go like that, give a little more dimension to it. Probably just, there we go. Kind of, maybe that looks decent. We'll do. Should we just have it like that? Yeah. That looks alright. Maybe not really. We'll workshop it. It looks decent for now. We'll see if we can fix that after. We just got to move on to the next one, which is Withered Bonnie. So let's go on to Withered Bonnie. We gotta make a new layer, and then we gotta implement a picture of Bonnie. So let's get a picture of Withered Bonnie. And we shall take our concept further. Okay. I guess this picture works. There we go, into this new layer. Bam. move this over on this side. Okay, we will turn that a little smaller. Perfect. All right. Now let's move on with this design. So, oh, I should have also put a picture up of an endoskeleton. But yeah, the design itself is cool. Like, it's really dope. His original design is. So I just got to. I'm basically just drawing it, but with more damage. But yeah, let's get it started with this. First of all, actually, I need to make this. I need to make him taller in this concept. Actually, yeah, I need to make him way taller. Because I don't know why he's so short for. There we go, that's decent. Okay, not like that, though. Need to keep his head the same size. We'll make that a little bigger. We'll stretch his feet out a little more. Because it should not be that short. Frick, I can't do that right. Okay, perfect. We will just take that boy and move him up. There we go. That looks a little more up to scale is what I want, but I gotta move the sign as well. You can't make him a midget like Withered Foxy, alright. There we go. That's perfect scaling, I guess. That looks like a good scale compared to Lolbit. Okay. Let's get started. So, want to make him a little more withered, but I don't want to make him like one-to-one. Oh shoot, you just saw my desktop. I don't want to make him one-on-one, so let's first get this head situated. I guess I could just start off by drawing like the normal thing and then kind of draw the split after, just so I can make sure I get it looking right. So we get the jaw, and we get the missing face as well. So let's draw that. See, let me see. It's kind of crazy. His face is just ripped off though. Let's see here. I don't want to make his ears droopy either. That's just kind of a product of drawing the sketch like that. We're definitely not keeping that. Ooh, you know what'd be cool if we kind of just made his like mask tearing a bit like that. Kind of have his previous mask still there. You know what I'm saying? That'd be sick. So let's draw a concept of that, kinda. There we go. So the right side, I guess, will just have sort of that structure of the normal mask. Then this side will just be, you know, completely ripped off. That's kind of a cool idea. There we go. You know, it'd be even creepier if we had his eye on the right side just be normal. Okay, why does that look so human? Nah, that looks weird. We'll just keep it as a red dot for now. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Maybe, maybe. And then we'll do the little eye ring, just cause. And then we'll draw the teeth. Apparently, Withered Bonnie's got some really big chompers, so we'll make sure to carry that in to the to my design. Okay, maybe maybe this concept of the eye being like that is not a good idea, but we'll keep working on it for now. So we'll take out this part right here, and we will just do that. Sure that we can show some of that damage in 3D. There we go. Alright, and we gotta do the endoskeleton mouth. Bang, bang. There's the endoskeleton mouth. Looks really janky right now, but figure it right. I actually don't know what the endoskeleton looks like. Hold up. Can't really see it. Okay, that's actually crazy. There's already a drawing kind of with the one eye, one red eye, one normal eye. That's kind of crazy. Let's see. Okay. Actually kind of like the idea of one eye being there, one eye not. Faceplate, I guess kind of looks like this, maybe. I saw the picture and I still don't really know how to draw it. We'll just, I guess it's kind of like this. I don't know, it looks kind of weird. I don't know how to draw endoskeleton faces, so I guess that's going to be as good as it gets for now. I kind of just need to see a regular Bonnie face too, just to get a kind of an idea of what the mask would look like, you know. I guess we'll add that little lump too. Although that doesn't make sense with this, but I guess sure, we'll just do that. Because the lump was only with the FNAF 1 animatronics, but I guess we're just gonna add it just to add a little more variation to the face. Okay. Ears. Gotta make the ears. One ear is flopped, one ear is not flopped. Should we just make one ear missing? Let's see. That looks decent. Yeah. There we go. We could just make the left one a little more higher. Okay, maybe not that much higher. Gotta make sure the ears are consistent, right? There we go. Bang. There we go. It's looking pretty dope. Ears need to be worked on, definitely, but actually, I think the ears are separate like this, right? Yeah. Yeah. Kind of need to make the face a little more like this, so it kind of represents the old one. There we go. Oh, I think that looks sick. And then, of course, I guess we can, for now, just make a little makeshift, you know, dark face part in here. So let's just do that, and then we can erase where we need to. There we go. I guess it's a temporary black mask area. Okay. How are we gonna execute the endoskeleton bit? I'm not too sure. But I guess we're about to find out. Oh, god dang it. Oh, there we go. Okay, I guess we'll use this actually I gotta search up endoskeleton. Skeleton fnaf. Yeah, these goofy endoskeletons. Okay, what are these designs, man? Okay, these designs looks interesting. I guess we'll use some of these as bases. Okay, apparently their necks are kind of thick, actually. Here we go. Okay, apparently they got long necks. There we go. Not good with technical things, but hopefully this comes out decent enough. I guess we'll kind of improvise too, because it's not really any, specific endoskeleton I'm gonna base this off of, so we'll do that, something like that. Make another section right here. Sick. Okay, apparently he's got shoulder pad thingies. So we will add the shoulder pad thingies. Like that. And apparently I made it to where this guy's going to be missing a big chunk of his stomach, so we'll do that. There we go. I'm gonna make his body a little bigger too. Like that. Ooh, yeah, that's looking sick. I realize he doesn't even have a left arm entirely. He just has his shoulder. So I drew this part for nothing. But okay, perfect. We need to work a little more on that endoskeleton. There we go. And then we will do a little more of that. There we go. We'll do a bit of that. Apparently this endoskeleton that I'm basing this one off of, it does this. So we'll just do a little bit of that, and then it just goes down completely. So that's fine there. There we go. Okay, that's looking pretty dope. We're gonna leave this left arm pretty unchanged. We're just gonna have a bunch of wires running out of it. There we go. And we will fix that there. And by the way, how this look like just normally? Yeah, that looks decent. Okay. We gotta make sure that we keep the back part of his skeleton in though, or of his endosuit, his suit. There we go. So actually, speaking of which, I gotta make sure I do this just so that we can convey the endoskeleton. There we go. Erase that. Erase that. Erase that. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty dope. Perfect. Okay, that's looking good. I guess we could have a little bit of that stomach showing there just to convey that there was once a stomach there. Perfect. And then we will keep his arm in as well. Like that. Apparently he's got a robot arm too. So we will include that as well. So that. Robot hand. There we go. That looks horrible. Uh, I didn't mention this earlier, but I think Lolbit's probably my favorite character, just because you know how funny. It's just she's completely a meme character, so that's probably the only reason why I like her. Let me get that robot hand. Okay, apparently I can do the whole endoskeleton, but I can't do a freaking hand. Should we just do the same position as his other hand? I guess we could. God, I hate this. What the fudge? Alright, let's move on for the legs for now. There you go. Let's give him the classic thick leg. Actually, I gotta give him his waist first. There we go. Can't forget the waist now. Alright, perfect. Bang, bang. I'll be honest, I didn't think past the torso part about what to do with this man, so he might just have the most normal legs ever. Or maybe I could, I don't know. Could I maybe, maybe I could add more damage to it. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I feel like it could be kind of overkill if I just continuously add damage to this man. He's not even going to be with it at that point. He's just going to be dead, pretty much. I could add a little nub to his right arm, though. There we go, yeah. Just a little nub. Just to show that it's a little different from the normal one. Alright. Here we go. Gets the legs going. Drew the legs on the a little bit pretty normal, so I gotta make sure I keep consistent here. There we go. I don't know why this man's legs look like that. That's horrible. Alright, let's redo those legs entirely. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Honestly, should I just... Get rid of this part entirely. I didn't even do that with Lolbit, so I could just do that with the body too. There we go. Draw a normal leg for Bonnie as well. Honestly, it just makes it easier to draw legs in general if I just do it normally instead of doing the freaking animatronic legs or whatever. There you go. We'll just make it. Should I just make it one thing for now? Yeah. There we go. That's looking a little better. Big stepper. That angle is interesting. I drew them at different angles. Not like they're supposed to go together, but like still. Alright. Make him some big old feet. That's horrible. We'll just draw the shape of the feet and then we'll try the hand and then we'll just move on to the last character. That does not fit the ankle at all. What the heck? There we go. Looks decent. Looks like he's got big flippers. What the frick? It's probably because they have like no thickness to them at all. Okay, we need to fix this hand and then we'll probably move on to the last guy. There we go. Maybe that looks decent. That does not look. Oh my god. Here we go. Screw it. We'll just draw a little fist. We'll fix it. We'll do something about that after. That looks horrible too. Oh my god. Alright, we gotta make the fingers a little thicker maybe. Maybe that's why it looks so weird. But yeah, the FNAF 2 movie looks pretty dope, so we'll definitely be checking it out when I get the chance to. I gotta make sure this hand looks alright. There we go. It's not the best hand I ever drew. In fact, it's probably the worst I've ever drawn. This looks horrible, but this looks decent enough to keep for now. We'll move on to the next character. So there's Withered Bonnie and Lolbit. And the final character we have is the one that we've probably changed up the most. It's Withered. Wait, no, it's not Withered. What? It's freaking. Actually, okay, before we move on, I gotta keep this art style consistent, man. There we go. Okay, perfect. Alright. Last character for the stream, we have Lefty. Alright, let's see what we can do about Lefty here. So first of all, we need to pick a picture of him. So let's get a picture of Lefty here. There you go, big man here. This picture is fine, I guess. Just him, Lefty. There we go. Where, oh, I was like, where did he go? He's in the corner for some reason. I definitely need to change these designs up a bit. They look a little too similar. At least the Bonnie looks too similar, I feel. So I definitely switch it up after stream. But these, again, these are just the concepts, so it's fine for now. What the? Where did it go? What? What the frig just happened? There you go. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Alright. Man, it looks a little small in the sketch. I guess I gotta make him a little bigger. There we go. This guy looks the most different, I must say. There we go. Okay, layer 5. Okay, let's get started with this man's. So, first of all, I feel like... Should we start with the face? Yeah, why not? So we'll draw the snout. So his beautiful snout. Freckles. There we go. Give him a little extended face. And we will draw the eye sockets. I think the sockets are in the perfect place. So we will draw those like that. He's got a big nose, actually. Just realized. What the heck? Big nose there. Okay. Then we got black eyes. Probably just make both black eyes. And then we would do the black eyes. We don't... I'm not going to add the white pupils yet. Just got to make sure that what I draw here is alright. Okay, this hat's way too big in the sketch. Alright, this is probably going to be the roughest just because I'm probably going to be changing this one up the most. There we go. The ears. I must say though, Black Freddy is actually kind of tough. Like, he looks like he can mess you up. Okay. Should I just make his mouth open and then just have it showing? Oh, maybe I could just have the top of the mask. And then have the bottom of the mask be the marionette. I should probably search up a picture of marionette too. Puppet, just so I can, you know, draw it right. Bam. Okay, perfect. You can see the puppet, I guess. That looks so weird. What the frick? Okay. I guess we'll keep the skinny neck for now. And we'll keep the bow tie. I think that was a snazzy looking bow tie. With 4, I don't know why I'm drawing this like another rush graph. This is supposed to be the refined draft. There we go. Actually, I gotta make this a little higher. Apparently, Puppet's neck is like really long. There we go. Oh god, this looks horrifying. What the frick? It makes him look derpy. What the frick? Alright. Should I just give him lids, eyelids? Okay, the teeth make him look derpy, so I'm not gonna. Jesus Christ. What the frick is this? What the heck? This looks interesting. Definitely need to workshop this a bit. But I kind of still like it. I just need to make sure it there's something off about it, but I can't really tell what. He just looks weird. Why does he look so weird? Alright. We'll keep the arms like that. There we go. Something like that. Bam, bam. Holy frick. Okay, I think I need to make him skinnier. Otherwise, he's gonna look way too weird. Do you think Scott Cawthon kind of played with this idea of how the puppet would look like in a suit before he just made Lefty? I think I need to make the mask bigger. I think that's what's throwing it off. Yeah, definitely need to make the head a little bigger. There we go. It looks a little better scaling wise. I don't know why I drew the head so small before. Okay. We will draw the eyelids in, kinda. There we go. There's his hands, the puppet's hands. Oh my god, this is an abomination. Holy frick. And not in a good way either. This thing looks looks a little cursed, man. I don't know what to tell you. This looks weird as frick. I think I need to make, yeah, I need to make the body a little longer. There we go. That looks a little, it looks kind of better. I guess I gotta make it skinnier then. Yeah, well, since it's so different from the sketch, I might just have to like do this off the top of the head, I guess. Should I just make it like the puppets kind of torso thing? There you go. Like it's a suit that's way too big for the, or it's way too small for the puppet, I should say. I kind of like that idea. Like the suit's supposed to contain the puppet, but it's just so, the puppet's just so long compared to the actual suit that it's just stretching out. You could see it popping through. Looks like it's got like a big pair of underwears on. It's funny, it's right. Okay. I'm starting to like the idea though. I kind of like the idea of this. I gotta move him up though. Oh, he's gonna be too tall. Gotta make it thicker though. Alright, perfect. Okay, that looks dope. Okay, I don't know how dope it looks, but I like the concept. I like the concept. I think this is the. I don't know. I kind of like this one just because of how different. I was gonna say how different it is and how much I differentiated it in the same sentence. I kind of like just how different I made this one, which kind of makes me want to go back and make the other ones just a little different. Oh yeah, that looks dope. I think the mask needs to be worked on. I gotta make that one, the mask, look a little better, but actually maybe I should just get rid of that part. Just make it like the head's resting or tilted on the, god dang it, tilted on the neck of the puppet. So what if I make it bigger? Oh yeah, that looks dope. Oh, whoops. Let's make the legs a little longer. Okay, now I need to go back and make the other guys a little different too. Whoa, what did I just do? There we go. Maybe I should. I feel like I should add some, like, like some chains or something around him because it's supposed to be trapped, right? So I think like some chains or whatever would be dope on it, or maybe like some bolted parts. There we go. And then we'll have like it bolted down, I guess. Maybe like looks kind of like a dog collar, but just looks like it got caught in like some ribbon or whatever. Maybe I should make. Nah, this looks good enough, but there we go. Make the shoulders pop out a little more. Make these arms a little bigger. Maybe make the torso a little bigger. Okay, I'm starting to understand the vision. Apparently I didn't have the vision down until now. There we go. Okay. Which means I gotta make this part bigger. So he's gotta have bigger. Bo's gotta have bigger undies, I guess. God, that does look weird. The undies. It's not even supposed to be undies. It's just supposed to be the waist part of the animatronic, but it just looks like underwear. I guess I kind of want to keep it in just because how goofy it looks. Okay. I kind of... Should I add the kneecaps too? Okay, that looks decent. Should I add eyes too? Maybe oh, you know what? I'll add one eye on the left side. Because it's lefty and the eye on the original doesn't work, so we'll just add one freaking puppet eye on the left. There we go. Okay, I actually kind of like that. Okay, I was not feeling it at first, but I think, what the frick? What is this? Okay, I guess the lefty's this guy's just gonna chill there for a bit. Okay, so now I need to differentiate the other animatronics because I feel like I made these too similar to the originals now, so I gotta change these up a bit. Alright, let's see here. How can I make this different though? Maybe just make his stomach bigger, I don't know. So like, make him just have the fattest stomach ever. Just make him fat? What the frick is... Okay. I guess that kind of makes him a little different, but what the fudge? Dang, I'm kind of doing him dirty. What the frick is this, bro? Oh heck no. I don't know. I kind of like it, but at the same time, I don't really like it. It's I'll leave it like this for now, but I do need to find a way to make it different. Oh, maybe I have to make the eye completely blank, or I can make the eye like cross-eyed. That look kind of goofy. Actually, we might need to keep it blank. I think that looked pretty cool. I could make just the teeth go absolutely insane. That'd be kind of cool. Just have him have like a bunch of rows of teeth. Like have teeth all the way up here. Maybe have him have teeth all the way up here. Ooh, I actually don't think that's a bad idea. I think that actually looks kind of dope. Oh my god, actually I like that a lot. Just teeth going crazy. Imagine I add teeth to the stomach too. Okay, that actually kind of sick. Okay. Kind of straying away from the idea of withered Bonnie, but I can't lie, I don't hate the idea of having extra teeth there. Maybe not on the stomach though, that looks kind of weird. I kind of just need to make the stomach a little more inconsistently teared, just so it looks, you know, like it actually was ripped open instead of just somebody misplacing the stomach plate. Here we go. There we go. Okay, that's looking sick. Also, that's uneven. What the frick? There we go. Alright, that looks pretty sick. I think it's just because I mirrored exactly how his hands were. That's why it's looking kind of the same as the original. How can I make the arm different? Let's see. I can't think of anything right now. What? Oh shoot. Actually, let me just make this a little bigger. Okay. Dang. Okay, I guess I'll throw out some ideas. So, maybe I could, well, the Sheik already has this, but I could get rid of his arm. But I don't think I should do that, because again, Sheik already has that. I could just make his arm completely stripped. That could work. Let's try it out, I guess. And, I guess we'll just do something like this. Just see how it might look. Oh my god. Actually, I kind of like that, not gonna lie. And then just have all the wires coming out. There we go. That makes it look different enough, I'd say. Should we keep the bow tie? Or maybe we have the bow tie down here. Because he can't put it on his chest, so he has to put it on like at the bottom of his torso. That'd be kind of funny. That's funny. I think I'll keep that part in. Or maybe we just keep the bow tie on the right side. Nah, I like it being down there. Okay, that looks dope. Now we just have Lulbit. Lulbit looks a little too pristine, I guess. But, you know, I guess that kind of fits her because she's a Funtime animatronic, so she should be in tip-top shape. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to call it. I think these are some pretty decent designs for each of the characters. Of course, we're going to workshop and make it look a little better, but, you know, I think for now that looks pretty good. So, here are the three. I should probably just make this a little bigger so y'all can see it. Here we go. There's the three figures that we drew, or three characters that we drew. And that's probably going to be where I end stream. It's been pretty productive stream. 2 hours, got some designs cranked out, so of course we're going to be fixing these up a little bit, but I think these are in a good spot now. So that being said, this has been Rancor,
and I hope you guys enjoyed this stream today. This is just a laid back stream. We're going to be streaming more eventually, like I said in the beginning of the stream. Just not of late because I got a pretty busy schedule ahead of me. But I'm sure in the next couple streams I'll let y'all know when that's going to be happening. And I'll definitely schedule 1 year anniversary celebration of me and my wife Rancor. But that's probably going to be in, not for a while. So, yeah, is that. But all right, thanks for joining me, guys, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. This has been Rancor.